Hello, I'm Pastor Carlos King, Senior Pastor of First Assembly of God in Richmond, Indiana, and this is 5 Minutes with Pastor King. We are talking today about putting on the whole armor of God. And we have talked about the fact that Paul is talking about a Roman legionnaire. And the thing about the Roman army is that the Romans were virtually invincible for 1,200 years, and this is because the Romans fought together as a unit. To properly wear the armor of God and properly understand the armor of God, you have to be a part of a unit. You have to be a part of the army of God. You know, the devil doesn't care if you're outside of church. You're an easy target. You're someone that he can pick off at his leisure. Because if you're separated from your unit, you are going to be an easy victim for Satan at his leisure. But as the army of God, as putting on the armor of God, we stand together against the devil. You know, the Apostle Paul said, stand, doing all to stand. And we're going to go on and read verse 13. Therefore, put on every piece of God's armor that you will be able to resist the enemy in time of evil. Therefore, after the battle, you will still be standing firm. Stand your ground, putting on the belt of truth and the body armor of God's righteousness. For shoes, put on the peace that comes from God's good news, so that you will be firmly prepared. In addition to all these, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of Satan. Put on salvation as your helmet, and take the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Do you see how many times there the Apostle Paul said stand? And I shared with you that that is, again, a Roman battle tactic to create a shield wall, to stand shield to shield, making an impenetrable wall that the enemy beats himself against. And I think, I love history, and I think of the story of the rebellion in England. There was a Celtic English queen named Boudica, and the Romans didn't recognize women inheriting. So when her husband died and left the kingdom to Boudica and his daughters, the Romans seized the kingdom and were just going to make it a part of Rome instead. Well, Boudica went to make an appeal, and the Romans abused her and her daughter. And when she left, she rallied the Brits against the Romans, destroyed the city of London. There's actually, if you dig in London, there's actually a layer of ash called the Boudica layer, where they burnt London to the ground. They defeated every Roman city. They defeated every garrison. Well, all fighting, I think it was in Scotland or Wales, was 10,000 Roman troops, Roman legionnaires. And their general marched them back into Britain. Well, the army of Boudica is estimated, the lowest figures are 200,000, and the highest figures are 500,000. So at 200,000, the Romans were facing 20 to 1. At 500,000, they were facing 50 to 1. Well, their general marched them into a valley with woods behind them and told them, if you will hold the line, this day we will be victorious. And 200 to 500,000 Brits attacked the Romans, and the Romans prevailed. It was a slaughter, and Britain remained under Roman rule for another 400 years because the Romans fought as a unit. They fought as a whole. When we talk about the shield of faith, how are you going to quench all the fiery darts of the devil with just one shield of faith yourself? If you've ever seen a movie about Rome or ever studied Roman battle tactics, the Romans created this tactic called the turtle. And in the turtle, soldiers would put their shields above them, soldiers would put their shields down to the side and in front, and they could literally cross an entire field of battle under constant barrage of enemy arrows and prevail through the turtle. See, the shield of faith is not just your shield, but it's your brothers and sisters praying for you and with you. It's people who care about you in a church home who will lift you up in prayer and who will surround you with their shields of faith. Some above you, some to the sides, some in front, so that all the fiery darts all the flaming arrows of the enemy might be quenched. Have a great day.